Nobody's in here yet. That's alright. Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. I'm working on something top secret. Y'all can watch me work for a second. I'm gonna tilt it up a bit. I need my safety glasses. Oh, that's like watching paint dry. Alright. This should be it. I'm doing something that's not too terribly exciting while everybody kind of filters in. Can everybody hear me okay? I think that's going to be perfect. Like I said, this is a top secret part that I can't really show, or I mean I can show the part, but I'm not going to show the entire thing because that'll be a dead giveaway. Something I'm not ready to release yet. So. There's another little bite off of that. But I'll give you a hint. It spins. Or part of it spins. That's all I can say for now. I've been sworn to secrecy. Man, still too small. One more time. Go big or go home. Good time, and Robert's on his lunch break. What time is it in Hawaii, Robert? I could feel it. I think this time is going to be 18th time as a charm. There we go. Like I said, it spins. So, all right, let me cut that off. Do something else. So this is a parting tool. Cuts a really thin curve so that you don't waste a whole bunch of material when you're taking stuff apart or cutting a piece off on the leg. Line it up in my groove that I had preset. Oh, I almost forgot to do something. That would have been disastrous. I wasn't quite done with the part and I didn't realize it. Well, it makes it complicated not telling you what the heck it is. Try not to get my head in the way. I think it's okay. It's hard to tell. Try to go 700 on that. $620. At 620, we're going to 700. I know to the non-machinist this makes no sense. Shake it. $690. Uh-oh. Sorry, didn't mean to get you all jacked up. So that's a boring bar. It's cutting an internal diameter on this cool little, well, you'll see here in just a second. Tori says it looks serious. I think it is serious. I take everything very seriously. I'm super serious all the time. Let's see. 698 with a caliper. That's not bad. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. So again, this is a parting tool. If you can see, let's see. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to part this off. Can you see it? Yeah. It's a parting tool. And when it comes off there, it's going to go flying, but it's okay because it's tungsten. Reach down in here, find it, and hopefully it's not hot. Yeah, it's kind of hot. Put you back on my wrist here. Sorry, just kind of going by the seat of my pants here. There it is. So yeah, I just made a spinning part that is completely top secret. I can't discuss it, but you'll see it soon enough, I promise. So what's everybody what's everybody doing today? Anthony says making a ring. Well, yes, it's a sort of a ring. Let's see. Get you tilted up here. It is a sort of a ring, and it's some specific type of ring that it doesn't go on your finger. We'll put it that way. So, yeah, we'll play with that later. And we'll play with it whenever I can tell you what it actually is. But if I let you know what it is, then it kind of spills the beans and can go badly for me, because usually if I'm not able to produce something, quick enough, then basically just giving somebody else an idea and letting them run with it. So at least get, you know, some of the benefit of my ideas up front to begin with, at least. So, all right. Rick said, "Oh, it's not a cock ring, Tori. That's definitely not that." Rick turning in to see the magic happen. I'm not sure what all is magic going on right now, but yeah, kind of nervous, really. I'm not really used to being on camera. Kind of hot in here. I'm going to open the back door real quick. I didn't have to open it all day because it's been cool outside, but it's still humid. Just now started to get hot. So, what do y'all want to see? What do y'all want to do? Anybody want to, I don't know, we can make something. We can make a pendant, or we can make I could show you how to make a button, or the way I do it. Dama. Yeah, I got a little bit. There's a little. Let's see. This is the demo that you guys paid for. Let's. Yeah. So there's the bars of concentric and blue tongue that are waiting to be made into buttons. I'd rather not mess with those right now because it's kind of difficult to work with. You got to kind of be set up to work with it. There's my stash of Zerk. There's aluminum, some what is it called? Delrin and micarta. That's the steel section. Here's the titanium section. You can see it's fairly big. And then Tori says concentric like tree stump. Yeah, that's it. But somebody came up with a tree stump name, but I didn't want to rip them off for the tree stump name, so that's why I didn't go there. But yeah, that's what that is. There's the made materials and also some Damascus that I had picked up, and then there's the superconductor section, turbo glow section, offcut section. Look at there, and then let's see. Titanium scrap. There's some carbon quartz. I got a little bit of stuff. There is some Nix Mascus here. I wasn't planning on showing these to anybody, but there's a few pieces that aren't done that are that I have. We're gonna do something special with those stripy looking ones. And then this is a Nix Mascus that you can see the void there. So if you buy material, it won't have these voids, but I'm learning how to make it, so you end up with a void sometimes. There's some black Damascus. This is made material. This is the bold, the large stripe Nix Mascus, zircon titanium. And then I do not have any SCN pieces. I have just offcut pieces that are just pieces that could be made into something smaller. But no, the actual end pieces like Anthony's talking about are hard to come by, and I usually from the person that I get my SC from, pretty sure he cuts them off and keeps them for himself. Let's see. Yeah, what's the rarest piece of metal I have? I don't know. I do have some meteorite, which I don't think it's really rare either. And this stuff is terrible to work with. So, still working on some project for a couple folks that is grating on my nerves. And then Anthony said, "So awesome, you make your own." I appreciate that. Yeah, that was the whole purpose in doing that, was to do something that nobody else does, and that's kind of the way that I always try to define myself. Is I try not to lead, or I try not to follow. I try to, try not to follow people's designs. Try to come up with my own thing, and try to always keep it fresh and do something new and different. So. Anthony got to handle meteorite at Rick's shop, he says. Yeah, Rick had some, and I think he had made, tried making some compasses, and they didn't turn out so well, because the material is just not structurally sound. Like, you get a piece of titanium, and you could throw that off of a cliff and it would still be a piece of titanium at the bottom. You throw a piece of meteorite off a cliff, and I guarantee it'll crack and split into a couple different pieces. Rick says that's a good sized chunk of space rock. Yeah, it's not bad. I actually have 2, and they were bigger before I cut into them. And like I said, I'm working on something, but it's just not going well. So I'm sure it'll finish one day. Nice bracelet. Oh, thank you. So the bracelet that was made by Patrick Ober Metalworks. Let's see, how can you get in touch with him? It's a titanium, so the middle links are punched rings, so they're solid rings, and then the small rings on the outside are jump rings that he made himself. So it's all titanium. The only thing that's not titanium is the clasp, which I think he said a friend of his makes those. So, yeah, Patrick Ober Metalworks, Armorer7 on Instagram, and I don't know if he has a Facebook. I know you can catch him on the Pocket Art group, and he posted something on there yesterday. I also have a Paleosphere from him, which is a titanium sphere. It looks really awesome, and it's addictive to kind of just bobble around in your hands. Keeps your hands busy like a spinner does. So Anthony says it broke in half. Yeah. I didn't want to divulge too much information. I didn't know if he had made that public or whatever, but that's from what I saw, it broke in half. Because that's the smallest point on Rick's spinner, is the little waist there. So a ring made out of meteorite will be somewhat fragile compared to traditional metals. Well, it needs to be. You can make a solid meteorite ring. I'm not saying you can't. This particular variety of meteorite is a Campo del Cielo, and it is kind of a. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There's the lens. It is a very, very coarse pattern. And you can see just from looking at that saw cut side, the cracks and all the voids and stuff that are in that material. So that's the problem, is this particular material. A really tight pattern material like a Weidman Staten, I think it's, they call it Gibeon meteorite, is more solid, but also can have cracks. And if you buy meteorite, and I've run into this trying to find suitable pieces, if you ever buy meteorite, you don't know what you're getting until you cut into it. You have no idea what is going on with that particular piece of metal until you actually cut it. And then you have to work around the defects. So yeah, it definitely can be done, Rick. I would recommend a Gibeon meteorite in order to make a ring out of. Going back through the comments here. Anthony says, yeah, meteorite isn't very homogeneous. Absolutely not. I think it's like, the little pieces, I can only imagine, it's like pieces of meteorite flying, or pieces of iron flying through the air and then smashing into one another and sticking. And that's the only way I can imagine it happening. Or look at it. It's so weird. So it's like it's like if you were to take, it reminds me, I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me of this. Dragon skin. So it's like a really, really rough, non-homogeneous, what is this? This is, you'd say it's very uniform, non-uniform dragon skin. And the chunks are huge, and there's cracks in it, and it's just horrible. As you can tell, I don't really like working with meteorite. Let's see, Chris. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Josh, how's it going? Oh, no, where'd my comments go? There they are. What we breaking? I haven't broken anything yet. Othman says, would love to see more exotic coins up for sale. That is a good idea. Would love to. It's hard to do everything, but that is one thing that I can get on board with. I like doing the coins because they are relatively, I can offer those for a lower price than I can with, like, say, buttons or whatever, because it's just one piece and you're having to finish. I mean, I'm only having to finish two sides, and there's no mechanical aspect, and there's no tolerances to really hit. So yeah, I can do those a lot more affordably, and I'll be glad to do some. And here's my little bag or my box of things to pull from. So I have plenty of pieces of material that I can make them out of. So yeah, that's a good idea. Chris says more buttons. Yeah, I need to make more buttons. Working on this pre-order right now, so I hate to spend too much time doing other things when I should be doing my pre-order. So, Steven, hey Steven, what's up, man? Anthony, I love the damn coin I have from you, half stepped, half flat. Thank you, man. Glad you like it. Hope you're enjoying it. They are something kind of cool to carry in your pocket. And let's see, I think I still have this pendant from the other day. So I can do a coin and just drill a hole in the edge of it like I did the edge of this pendant. And so you can use it either as a coin or you can use it as a pendant or whatever. That would be something else different. What else? I hate to ramble. It's weird because I'm not like talking to a person. I'm just talking. So, yeah. I'm not comfortable being on camera, but I'm putting myself on camera more to make myself more comfortable on camera. So, yeah. Oh yeah, American flag. Hey Chris. America. Chris says, I'm killing it. Enjoy the work weekend. Oh man, thank you. I appreciate that. I try my best to do the best I can. I think I hear UPS. No, that's the neighbors. Doggone it. I'm waiting on my silver to come in. Debbie says I'm doing awesome. Well, you would. You're kind of partial. So a lot of people commented on my house. They said, man, it seems like your yard is huge. I'm like, well, I mean, I live in the middle of nowhere, so big yards don't cost that much here. So here, let me turn you around. There's the road, there's my truck, there's Debbie's car, there's the house, there's my shop. The shop. There's my backyard. Dad grew a garden. Another garden over there. Dad, that's Dad's project. He said he never had a garden. Sure, he can have a garden. He doesn't have a flat piece of property to work on, so. Chris says he'll send me a Canadian one. You know what? As long as it's smaller than the American flag, I think I can hang up a Canadian flag in the workshop. I would appreciate it. Oh, man. Let's see. What else? Let's do a workshop tour. We'll start on the... Let's see. We already looked at the materials. Oop. There we go. Already looked at the materials, and then there's like my finishing and buffing and all that room over there. There's some things. There's my toolbox. There's my air hose reel. There's a heat treat oven. I wonder what I would use that for. There's grinder. I use that for everything. I love this. I built it myself. My favorite tool, I think. Chris says, yell at you later. I'll have a good one. Well, fine. Leave then. I don't want to hang out with you anyway. So yeah, I built my grinder. There's my big bandsaw. It's good for cutting thin stuff. There's my grinder belts. There's my lathe. Lathe toolbox. Collets. Old crappy lathe. Powermatic drill press got from my dad. Thank you, Dad. Tooling toolbox. More tooling. Bolts. Bridgeport. First milling machine I had. Or, well, it's the first good, relatively better milling machine I had. So, yeah, but it's worn out. Completely worn out. What other bad things can I say about it? Good things I can say about it. It cuts my radiuses, my radii for the turbo. Well, not just turbo, but any of the spinning things. So, ooh, yeah. What's on the bench? I'll show you when we make it around to the welding table. I do have some stuff I was working on that pertains to the next question that says, any plans to make Damascus? So, hint, hint. So yeah, this is how I cut my radii on my spinners. The milling machine, the bit comes down, and this is called an end mill. And then this is a big old huge rotary table. You turn the crank like this, turn, and it turns the table. And so that's how I cut a radius. So yeah, curved surfaces. People say, man, your spinner is so simple. It wouldn't be hard to make at all. Well, look at my hands. It doesn't make itself. There aren't too many people that make them by hand, I don't think. So yeah, there's my mill toolbox. Here's my second mill, which is the workhorse mill. It's got a digital readout and all that stuff on it. Big vise, 2 vices. I got an angle vise for cutting the chamfers, and then I have the flat vise for, I've been milling the Damasteel pucks flat, which is time consuming. But those are all within 2 or 3 thousandths on thickness, so I'm very happy. When they don't come out, I'm not happy. And so a lot of people don't realize what kind of tolerance that is. 2 or 3 thousandths, like, hold on, let me turn you around. So 1 or 2 thousandths can make you out of balance on a spinner. 1 or 2 thousandths. That is not very much at all. Pull a hair off of your head, and if you measured that with a caliper, that is 4 thousandths. So less than the thickness of a hair. Jordan, that's inappropriate. Yeah, because they are thicker. All right, but anyways, a piece of the thickness of a hair can throw your design off balance. So, yeah, there you go. That's my rant for the day. Emerson says minimalist design is the goal. Plenty of lame, over-engineered stuff on the market. I completely agree. You can look at any of the over-engineered, I'll pick on pistols, like, your concealed carry pistols and stuff. Used to, like a Glock, very simple, I would call it elegant, like an elegant design. It does what it's supposed to do. And it's ergonomic, it feels good in the hand, and it works. That's the number one thing, it freaking works. So yeah, I completely agree with that analogy. You look at all the new pistols are all custom stapling and milling on the slides, and yeah, that looks good, but it's completely over-engineered, and kind of tacky in my opinion. So there's a rack it's got some tools, some blacksmithing tools and stuff like that on it right now. some dies for my press here. There's that's the bigger of the two vices that I got recently. And then here's my anvil. Listen to this baby ring. I love this anvil. Don't worry, I still love you too, but I really love you. And then there's my press. It won't let me, the feed won't let me turn my phone sideways, but there's my press. I built that from scratch starting in October. And I finished a few months ago. Whenever you saw the Nix Mascus first start coming out, that's when I had finished the press. So this is a set of drawing dies and flatting dies that I had made. So this side would be the drawing side, and this side would be the flatting side. And then I just forged this set of rounding dies, so that they need a set of top and bottom plates to where I can waste less material and actually make the forged materials round easier. So that's what those are for. Forge those myself. There's my forge. Gas-fired forge. Propane tanks. Somebody said the propane tanks are too close. This is insulated. There is no fire getting outside of this forge. The fire that does come out is coming out of this hole right here. So yeah, there's no chance of, well, I'm not going to say there's no chance of me blowing myself up, but there's a minimal chance of me blowing myself up. There's your garbage can. Radio. Everybody's got to have a radio. Here's my welding table. All right, Anthony and Tori. Here is a piece of Damascus steel that I've been working on. This is the first fold. I thought about doing a double fold on this, but it'd be easier just to go ahead and do the first fold and then draw it out again and do a second fold and so on. But yeah, that is going to be, it's a carbon Damascus. So it's 15N20 and 1095 steel. You can kind of see the pattern. You can't see the pattern on it like you can with titanium. You can see the pattern on titanium as soon as you cut it. You can kind of see it there. Kind of got a swash. So this side you can kind of see the swoosh there. It's going to have the mirror of that on this side because I just took it and you cut it and then fold it like that. So yeah, what kind of tunes I be rocking? So there's one station here is 106.9 that it stays on pretty much all the time, and then I really don't listen to music all that much because it kind of is like hold on, let me turn you around. Music is kind of exhausting in a way. The music, I don't know, it just gets old really fast, and I guess I'm kind of in a music slump right now. I used to really love music, but I'm just kind of in a funk. So I've been listening to podcasts lately. I got my my wireless earbuds. I pop those babies in, and I listen to. Sometimes I'll listen to Joe Rogan. I'll pick and choose the episodes on that because I don't really care for the fighting stuff. But if there's somebody interesting on, like I listened to, he had Elon Musk on, and then he had Neil deGrasse Tyson on, and he had Ted Nugent on. That was a good one. So yeah, he's pretty fun to listen to. It's just his conversations are very deep, I guess, and some things that people talk about kind of hit with me sometimes. So yeah, it's interesting to discover people that think a lot like you do. That's the cool part. And then the other big podcast that I'll listen to is the Neil deGrasse Tyson Star Talk. That's one of my favorite ones. But I've listened to them all, so I've kind of run that one into the ground. There's no more to listen to. Let me turn you back around. I'm almost done with the door here. There's my welder. He had a knife maker on recently. I need to check that out. There's my bandsaw. And there's my torches. And that's about it. There's the grass. Around. Let me read the comments here. See if I missed anything. Josh says, that's so cool. I can't believe you built that. Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm not about to spend $7,000 on a piece of equipment that I'm fully capable of building myself. That's just, I think in that machine, in that forge, or in that, not the forge, but in the press, I think I've got like $3,000 in the thing. Whereas if I went and bought one, it's a 25. You can look them up online. 25-ton press is going to cost you like no less than $6,000. So, yeah, not all about throwing money away. Let's see who else. Looking back through. Sorry for my fingers in the way here. And sorry guys. Reading. Trained by day, Joe Rogan by night, all day. That's funny. Malmasi Fire Arts. I've seen that somewhere. I'll have to check that out, Tori. Thank you. I may have to listen to that one on Monday. So I try to make sure to take the weekends off, because ever since I've been working for myself, it's hard to get time with the family. So you don't want to see in here. This place is a mess. This is my finishing room, and it's an absolute wreck. I'm sorry. There's my buffers. Everybody says, how do you polish? Well, there's my buffers. You just, a little bit of elbow grease. Hard work never hurt anybody. There's some things that I'm working on for a very good, oh no, it rotated me. Some items I'm working on for a good friend. You may recognize them. And let's see. You want to see the potato room? I have a potato room. Yeah, that's Dad's doing. Whatever. Whatever, Dad. Let's see. Sent me the link. He does a lot of Damascus stuff. Cool. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what's up there. What the F is a potato room? Well, you didn't see the potatoes? It's the potato room. It's where I keep my lawnmower, and it just so happens to be cold, or I say cold. It's relatively cool and dark in there, so the potatoes won't rot until maybe next year. Hopefully they keep over the winter. But yeah, we grew those potatoes ourselves, Tori. I need to make a sword on that anvil. I suppose you mean that anvil. It definitely would make a sword. But can I make a sword? That's a toughie. I don't think I can. Let's see, what should we do? You want to make something? You want to watch me make something? Maybe I can get the camera zoomed in. Tell you what we should do. I'll fire up the forge. Yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fire up the forge and let it get hot. And kind of let it be warming up. And then we'll go over to the lathe over there, and we'll make a bead. And then after the bead, we'll just make it out of brass or something simple. And then after we make the bead, the forge will be hot, and I can come back and weld this Damascus together that I've been trying to do for a couple days now. What do you think? What do you think? Anybody? Any takers? Anybody? Motor sword. Jordan says yes. Okay, we're doing it. Let me get some, let's see. I haven't done a 1/2-inch bead in a while, so we'll get some 1/2-inch titanium. turn you around. Wait, here we go. Bam! Skadoosh. What pattern Damascus are you doing? It's a, I don't know. I'm not too up on the patterns. I just do what looks cool. It's gonna have like, let me turn in here. See if I can get you closer. I just do like, I don't know. I don't know. I just make stuff that looks cool. I just try to make it look as cool as I can. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sorry. Alright, so let's get this tungsten out of the lathe here. So this is a collet chuck. Helps keep everything straight when you're flipping parts and stuff like that. That's a piece of tungsten. It's like it's like 2 pounds of tungsten right there. It's heavy. And so we're going to take that collet out. This is a 1 1/64 collet. We're going to take that baby out. So it's a little big. We'll take that baby out. And we'll put in the 1/2 inch. This 1/2 inch collet. I forgot to light the forge. I can't believe it. I didn't do what I said I was gonna do. Alright, so we turn on the gas. Oh, it's already flowing. I'm gonna turn that off. Turn on the gas. Set it at 5. Now watch this. Ready? Ready? Ah, my eyebrows! Okay. Whew. Goodness. Alright, see there? So here in a minute we'll look back at it and it's going to be glowing. Dun, 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 dun. Looking back. Everything is mirrored, Nick says. It looks weird. I didn't notice. I haven't paid attention. Let me look. Yeah, I see what you mean. It's like totally... I wonder if you can fix that. I didn't even consider that. That's odd. But yeah. Alright. We got the fire warming up. And I'm not a real blacksmith because I don't use coal. I don't care. Gas is easier. Alright, back to the 1/2 inch collet. So, wait, is that it? Yeah, that's it. 1/2 inch titanium. We're gonna make a bead. We might make 2. We'll see how quick we can do it. Load that up. Can you see? Somewhat. Maybe can I zoom? Maybe. Ooh, look at here, look at here. All right, that's gonna work. See if it'll zoom more. No, that's all she's got. It's okay. When I started, everybody said, you can't cut titanium on that lathe. I said, watch me. But everybody's amazed that, let's see, I might have to change your angle because the tool post is blocking the view. There we go. Looking right down the pipe now. A little bit better. Is it grainy? I'm sorry. I did get the Wi-Fi jack leg set up run out here today, so Be proud of me for that. So I'm parting off the end piece here. Face the end to get rid of that. This is called a little piece of material. Well, you can't see it, it's too far away. It's got a tit on the end of the material. I gotta cut that off. There we go. So now it's flat on the end and I can drill it. So that's what the tailstock is for. And this is a 7/32 carbide drill bit, or twist drill, sorry. Don't mean to get on anybody's nerves. Nick might even know what I'm talking about. So, the cool thing about this bead is, I don't know if, did I say it before? The cool thing about this bead is, after I make it, we're going to give it away. I don't know, I think I might just pick somebody. I don't know how we're going to do that, but I don't know how the selection will go. I'm open to ideas. I think my tailstock's good. Alphabetical order of first names. Ha! Give it away to someone whose name rhymes with story. I don't know, there's not many of those out there. Robert's gonna miss the giveaway. Bummer, dude. Well, you might miss the selection, but you won't miss the giveaway. I mean, I don't know, we'll figure something. Maybe like you have to have watched the video or something to be able to be part of the giveaway, or I don't know, we'll figure something out. I had to tighten up my chuck, I think the piece was slipping. Catch you later, Robert. Alicia says, my name can rhyme with story if you try really hard. I don't know. I'm doing it in my head. I can't really make it sound like that. So yeah, if you own a bead, a titanium bead from me, yeah, it really does take this long to drill a titanium out. So, don't be surprised that they cost as much as they do. A half-inch bead is like, I think I get 50 on a half-inch titanium. Sorry. But hey, it's made by these hands right here. So. Let's see. This is Daikin, blue Daikin. Started using the spray stuff. It's so much easier. And then we'll mark it. I haven't done one of these in so long. 150. Go 300. Go 450. So what I did was, turn you around. So what I did was mark the bead out so that I can, oh, well there you go. This is self-explanatory, Tori. Explanatory, Tori. So you dye it, you spray the dye, because it all looks, before you do that, it all looks silver, like this. So you can't, if you make marks on it, you can't really see. So you spray it with dye. I've been using, like I said, I've been using the spray stuff. And then, so there's my finger. You can mark it out for the grooves. So marking the grooves, and now I'm going to cut the grooves. Let me see if I can manipulate this camera and get it closer. Can't use a pencil? No, it wouldn't show up very well. The graphite isn't a very good contrast. That's the purpose of the purple. Super, super contrasted. Let's see, I'm trying to make this tripod lean over. I think I can. Oh yeah. Looky there. Tripods are cool. Now, get you. I don't know, they didn't help much, did it? Arvin says he uses the purple too. I like purple. It's a good contrast. The red doesn't show up quite as much to me. You can kind of see what I'm doing better. Over the top, a little better than that. Yeah, I saw, Arvin, where you said you like the quick release tailstock. I do too, man. I kind of lucked into that. I didn't know what I was getting when I got this lathe, and I'm super glad to have it. So we're going to cut grooves. Usually cut the middle one first. And a lot of the beads, especially, I do it by eye. Like I don't measure. I measure it for the marking, but as far as like the depth and everything, well, I do measure the depth as well. But as far as the width of the grooves, you can get close enough, but really your eye is surprisingly accurate. So like if I was to measure using this, measure the width of these grooves. So this is 107, and then this one on the end is 1. Woo! Let me get it. 112. So I mean that's pretty freaking close. And then the middle ones, compare those. It's 92 and 93-ish. So yeah. A lot of stuff I do by eye. I mean, when it's stuff that it doesn't have to be within a certain tolerance. So do what looks good a lot of times. All this stuff. And then, so now I'm going to do a chamfer on the end, which helps tuck the knot up next to the bead. So this is a 90-degree carbide 6-flute chamfer tool and a ER16, I think. ER20 call it. So that puts the nice little inside chamfer on that side of the bead. So whenever I cut the bead off, it'll be flat on the other side. I need to cut deeper on that end. I'm getting ahead of myself. There we go. And again, that's just by eye. I'm just evening up the sides. Come on, phone. Evening up the sides of the bead, where when I cut it off, it'll be even. Sorry for the motion sickness. Where's my Scotch Brite? Oh yeah, let's make it bright and shiny before we cut it off. Don't underestimate the power of Scotch Brite. So it had all that dye on it. It was kind of a mill finish. Now it's nice and silvery. After just hitting it with a Scotch Brite. So using the parting tool, cut that off. And yes, it is hot. Yes, it's burning my fingers, but I love you guys and I want you to see it. Tori says, I remember when you first put a chamfer on your first set of step demo grips. I did too. That wasn't that long ago. It seems like it was ages ago, but it really wasn't. A whole really long time. Very blessed to do this, and I think I have every one of you guys to thank, and I mean that 100% from the bottom of my heart. So all I did was take that bead that we cut off, and then I'm flipping it around, because when you cut it off, it's got that flash on the end. So we'll flip it around, put it on the collet, tighten her down, and I can actually snap that flash off with a pair of pliers like that, and then run my chamfer. Which the chamfers are looking kind of sad. This tool's almost wore out, so sorry. And as far as the depth on this goes, I'm just eyeballing it as well. So there's the other end. That's the end we just did. That's the end I did first. So yeah, and then we'll maybe we'll anodize it. We can do. I'll tell you what. Let me make one more. Y'all have time for that? I'd like to make one more and show you the difference in anodizing, like electrical anodizing and flame anodizing, which flaming isn't anodizing technically. Tell you what, we'll just flame this one. I'll polish it and flame it, so, and then we'll give it away at the end of the thing. And I won't worry with doing another one. Alright, moving on. Turn the camera. Check out this forge. She's hot now. Sorry, I don't have like a camera guy. It's just me. We get Debbie to help me, but she's in the house taking care of the baby. There we go. Let's see. Let me make it to where you can. I gotta weld a handle on this Damascus, so. There we go. You can see the welding table too. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. Okay. Throw the ring into Mount Doom. Sorry, looking back through comments. All right, I'm gonna weld a handle onto this piece of Damascus, and then we'll forge weld it together. So what this is a piece of Damascus that I have already drawn out. You can kind of see the pattern to it. It's got stripes on this side, some stripes on that side. It's going to be interesting. But it's a carbon steel Damascus. I'm going to weld a handle to it so that I don't have to hold it with tongs. And then we're going to throw it in there. Check out the size of that extension cord. Get my gloves. I'm going to turn this forge up to run a little bit hotter than it is right now for forge building. That ought to do it. Jason, when your workspace is the size of a small state. You know what? As big as it is, I wish it was bigger. But I'm very blessed to have what I do, so I'm not complaining. It's like hot glue for metal. I love it. So we need to get it hot. Because those two pieces, there's two pieces of metal there. You can see that shiny line in the middle? That's not one piece of metal, that's two. We're gonna make it into one piece. So yeah, how you doing? There we go. Get you down here on my level. Jason asks, how much how much Damascus will that net you? I don't really know yet. I'm new at this. Like, I'm new at the whole Forge welding game, so steel especially. This is actually my first billet of dang it. This is actually my first billet of steel Damascus. I started off making titanium Damascus, so yeah, that's weird. So yeah, I imagine after it's all said and done, that big lump of steel should yield enough to make at least one fixed blade knife with a 5 to 6 inch long handle. That's what I think. Now what actually happens, we'll have to see. I don't know. That's kind of where my gut is leading me. So you gotta flux it. All that is borax. So pull it out, flux it a little bit, and yeah, see that handle's already glowing orange there. It's thinner. So flux on there. Now leave it turned up on in, and that helps. That lets the flux run down in between the metal after it melts. The borax will melt and become a liquid. So going back through the comments to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Tori says he loves the sound of the forge. I do too. It's an amazing sound. It's crazy. Jason says you do things backward up there. Ha! Yeah, titanium first. That's right. Borax, killing ants and forging metals since 1950 something. That's right. I think it says on the box. Hold on. Oh man, it's backwards. All natural since 1891. Just regular old borax. A lot of people will say you have to use anhydrous borax, which is like, it's hard to get. Like, you have to order that stuff, and I think it's controlled. Like, you can't just show up and buy it. They say that this is not really a flux, which, I mean, it works for me. I don't know who these naysayers are. I just read their comments on the internet. Now you can see that it's got all kind of glassy on the top. So it's getting close. When that stuff starts bubbling, it'll be time to weld it together. Liberal application. So I did the other side. Flux capacitor. I don't know what in reference that is to, but that was a backwards sentence. Let's see. I'm going to move you so you can see me hit on the anvil. because I'm about to. Good question, Jason. That's an awesome question, man. He said, do you weld it together? So the process used to weld the handle onto the material is completely different. That's an arc weld, where you're using electricity to short circuit the metals together, and it makes a weld pool, and it melts the metals together. Whereas with a forge weld, you're getting the metals really, really close together and heating them up. And so, but it's not enough heat to melt the metal. It just gets them really close, and the metals diffuse into one another. It's called a diffusion weld. It's same as with mokume and with titanium. You just use different. You kind of ride different horses to get there. But it's called a forge weld. In this reference, this is a forge welding steel. I'm gonna flex it one more time. Starting to bubble, so we're getting there. It looks crazy. Like little bubbles popping all over, and then when you pull it out of the forge, it's like a white smoke coming off of the borax. That's when you know it's ready to weld. Still not quite there. Jason says, how do you get patterns out of it like Robert Eggerling? Huh. I don't know. I don't think I know who Robert Eggerling is. It sounds familiar, but his work doesn't like pop into my brain all of a sudden. But so the patterns, there's two different ways to get patterns in steel that I'm aware of. One is the Woots type Damascus, which is like a true Damascus steel, like a historically correct Damascus steel. And then there is a pattern welded steel, which people call Damascus, which it's not historic Damascus. It's not a real Damascus steel. Real Damascus steel came out of the India and the Middle East, and the reason it was called Damascus is because Damascus was one of the big trade cities along the Silk Road that got goods from India into Europe. So that's one type, which is the true Damascus, and then there is the pattern welded variant, which is what I'm doing, where you take different types of metal and stack them up, and then you manipulate that pattern to make it look however you want it to look. So let me go back and making sure I'm not losing anybody in the comments. Tori says, have you made a full fixed blade knife before? I have, and I've not been completely happy with them in the past, but I've learned, I've learned so much since then. So I think I can do a better job now than, I've still got the first knife I ever made. It's in my house, in my office. Jason, amazing how quickly you're putting that anvil to work. After you just get it. Yeah, I mean, I was using it a few days after I got it. Tori says, the Swedes use powder metallurgy. That's true. I forgot about powder metallurgy. Let me check this steel. works off. Let that sit for just a minute. It'll be ready to bang together in just a second. Swedes use powder metallurgy. That's true. I didn't consider that. Peter says, out of interest, is the clown metal layers supposed to be thin or thick? That's the cool thing about my clown metal, my Nix Mascus, is I can make it whatever the heck I want it to look like. So I don't have to call somebody up and say, hey, can you make it look like this? I could just do it myself. So yeah, the last set that was really, really thick layers, that was on purpose. That turned out really cool. Let me weld this together. So 2 welding heats, or two welding passes on that, and then we're going to put it in the press over here. I'm going to make it look different. Dope history lesson, Jason says. Thank you. I try to learn as much as I can about stuff before I do it. All things you make are dang cool, man. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that, really do. Jason, how do you know when to stop banging? So right now, I just made sure that they were welded together. That's what I was looking at it really closely for. Make sure they were together in one piece. And then, so the next pass, I'm going to throw it in the press. Let me move you forward so you can see. Because I'm going to put it in the press, and we're going to make it, we're going to manipulate that pattern. So right now, there we go. Right now the layers are kind of oriented in this direction, looking down the center of the billet. They're stacked on top of one another like this. And so what I want to do is turn it, and I'm going to smush it this way to where those layers that are stacked up like this will end up, when I turn it, they will end up being like this when I smush them down. So it's just manipulating the pattern. We're going to throw it in here. So you can tell that it welded together. It's not splitting apart when I hit it on the press. see it's more square now, whereas it was more flat when I started. So that's by design. So now the layers should be squiggled like this. Maybe, we'll see. I don't know, that's the theory anyway. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. You can tell the powder better when it's heating up. It's all part of the plan. Alex says turn and smush and turn and smush. Absolutely. That's pretty accurate. Alex says it seems to be produced in a medieval way. Yeah, I guess so. Fire. Hashtag fire. What time is it? I can't believe it's already almost 6:30. I gotta wrap this up. Jason says, my 3-year-old nanny is watching me. Can you give her a hello? Hello! How are you? Is it Nanny? Nanny? Or Nani? Nanny. I'm gonna go with Nanny. Hey, how are you? So the whole idea with this, I'm going to, after this final heat, I'm going to smush it flat and make it shaped a little bit more like it was earlier. And then I will be cutting it and flipping it. And that will not happen this video. That'll happen tomorrow. Or, well, tomorrow's Saturday. It'll happen Monday. You have a good evening too, Jason. Love you, man. I didn't show you that. I forgot to tilt the camera back down, but there you go. So it was square, and now it's more rectangular. So that's a perfect. I need to straighten it up. I'll do that on the anvil. Yeah, I'll straighten it up and then I'll cut it and then weld it back together, which will be maybe another video. I don't know. Let me throw it back. Yeah, I gotta wrap this up, guys. It's getting late. I didn't realize it had as much time had passed as it has. I really enjoy seeing you guys watch. I mean, we've had over 10 watchers the whole time. I feel like that's a lot. I mean, that's been my average viewership, if you will. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Lisa, oh Tori, oh goodness. Tori, this is way cool, man. Thanks for doing it. Had fun and learned a bunch. Awesome. Glad you learned something, man. It's Lisa, this has been so cool. Thank you for doing this. You're welcome. Tori, all about that secret potato room. Yeah, the potato room's not a secret. What's a secret is what's sitting on my bandsaw over there, but you can't see it. So, ha! Ha ha. You'll see it one day, don't worry. So I'm heating this up to where I can straighten out the billet, and then I can put it on the rack and let it cool. Straight up. So I'll let it cool right there. Tori, Peter C is probably having peen hammer flashbacks. Yeah, no doubt. So, all right, well, let's anodize this bead right quick, and then we'll call it a night. So go in the terribly unstraight finishing room here. Put you right there. Whoa. Hello. Yeah, there we go. Bam. Excuse me. I got the hiccups. Intermittent hiccups. So what did I say I was going to do? I was going to flame it. So the grooves are shiny and the flats are matte. So this will kind of be a one-of-a-kind deal, because I'm not going to take the time to polish it. It's just not working in my schedule this evening. So, is Jason still here? Jason would know that bottom quote. I bet he's already took off. It's okay. I'm just cleaning this bead with some denatured alcohol. And then I'll hold it up with my patented bead holder. Hashtag patented. It's a L-shaped piece of titanium. And then a map gas torch. Wish I could get you closer. Yeah, looky there. So, get my water handy. Hello. The torch needs like a big base on it. Alright, got my water handy. And see, maybe starting to go purple on the end there. So washed out in here. But yeah, quench it. Just quench it in some water. Some water. And let's see. Whoa, let me take the zoom off. Hello. Why is it wanting to? It's still zoomed. Sorry, guys. There we go. Focus. There we go. So it's going to have a polished torch on all the grooves, or kind of a sort of, not polished, but shiny. And then the flats are going to be matte. Let me dry it off because it'll really make the color pop. I'm going to stick you under my armpit right quick. And we're back. Come here. Yeah. There we go. We can see the colors now. So, if you watch this video, guess what? You're going to be entered into the giveaway. And then I'm going to randomly select from the people that watch the video. And I tell you what, let's do bonus points. So we'll multiply your entries for how many times you commented on the video. And the comments are going to stop now because I'm done. Bye!